when I was putting the PowerPoint together, the shit died. So I thought you said it might be your.
Hi, Unwinders. Welcome to Unwind Friday.
It's your girl, Lisa Black, bringing you the heat with a little straight.
And it's your girl, Marie, certified lefty health coach, bringing you tools you can use.
And we are Sisters Edify.
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I gotta put some, y'all, I gotta put some lips on.
Need to listen on just a little second, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just a little second. I actually need some water too.
Right. First and foremost, guys, what are you unwinding with? I am we are unwinding with another Michigan from Grand Traverse. It is a Sweet Harvest Wrestling. It's another 12% wine. Michigan got some good wine, y'all.
They do, and we drank up that one, as you guys can see. That bottle's empty, so we're going to try a late harvest. This one is a late harvest wrestling.
And this one was a sweet harvest.
A sweet harvest. So we're going to try two different ones. We started that one prior to this. So I'm going to open this one up right here. And guys, we're going to get into a subject that I feel that is very important that a lot of people don't recognize. And you guys, that is false intimacy.
Yeah.
False intimacy can come in so many ways and in so many different relationships.
Yeah.
But before we get started, you guys, I'm gonna pop this box. Now I know y'all like the expensive wine openers. People who come to my house hate that I like these ones right here, but I like this one, y'all, because this is one that can travel with me.
It's your trusty.
It's my trust. I can put this in my purse because a lot of people, they forget to bring wine openers with them when they go to like hotels and things like that. And even though you can go to the front counter, get a wine opener, I like to always be prepared. So you guys, I am going to step out for a minute and let Melissa just talk to you guys while I grab my laptop and grab me some water because I'm kind of parched.
You know, I think my water over on the table too.
I'll bring your water back with you.
All right. So perfect, guys. So again, like Marie said, tonight we're going to talk about false intimacy. For those of you who are not aware of like what
I go to jail, the charger right here in the back, like I knew it was.
Oh, you didn't say that.
I said it's usually with the laptop.
Oh, and look at y'all. She got because I went all outside looking for the laptop charger because I was in the middle of doing something, and it's right there. I'm glad she looked.
Y'all can don't something like that.
So false intimacy. The first thing is, what is a false intimacy? So false intimacy. I just want to put that up for you guys so you can see it. Oh, let me see. All right,
let's charge them when I get the water.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. Let me finish. Let me keep talking. Keep talking to y'all. So tonight, for everybody who just joined us, we're going to talk about false intimacy. And for those of you who are not aware of false intimacy and what that is, we want to just drop that on there for you. So this is what false intimacy is. So this is more than between a man and a woman. False intimacy could be between friendships, family members. It could be between anybody that you think you have a relationship with, and you find out it's not what you thought. So false intimacy is the insincere expression of intimacy from male usually or female intended to mimic the closeness of a relationship with the view of eliciting undue affection from the recipient. So basically, they're pretending to care about you. They pretending to be in a relationship with you or whatever it is.
Sorry, guys.
In order to make you feel some type of way, so for their own personal gain. And honestly, false intimacy is exhausting. It's completely exhausting
and dangerous.
Yes, and then and most times, y'all, we have our intuition. We can feel when something don't feel genuine, and you have to be able to trust your instinct because oftentimes we like, I always feel drained around this person. This person's supposed to love me. All these different things.
And some things in false intimacy is people who you really don't hear from unless they're going through something. So you guys, I realized today after reading a story on Facebook about this, and we're going to read this story together, and we will love you guys' opinions on this. But I realized today after reading this story that I have been dealing with false intimacy. And I was like, I've been dealing with this for a long time because I'm a gullible person. So as soon as somebody do me wrong, as soon as they say sorry, they're welcome back right away. You know, and I take a lot as a person. And even though I brag, I pride myself on being a strong person and a person who don't allow people to use me. False intimacy can let people sneak in to use you.
Absolutely.
So you guys, an example of false intimacy is those friends or those families who you don't hear from at all unless they're going through something or they need you for something. So, or if they say you can be cool with somebody and they get in a relationship and they don't need you anymore, it is not normal for somebody to get into a relationship and treat you like they don't need you
like
anymore.
You don't exist.
Or their life becomes better than what it was. Say they was down on their luck and they're up on their luck and you don't exist anymore and they don't need you anymore. That is not normal. Normalcy is these people, they want you to celebrate with them when they're doing good. Yeah. They're going to be there when they're bad, this and that. So today I realized what happened, you guys. I read a story on Facebook about, first, you guys, TD Jakes, and I didn't record the video for you guys to listen to, but TD Jakes did a sermon on false intimacy. And in his sermon, one thing he was saying is that I like my enemies. I like my enemies. I like the people who tell me they don't like me. I like the people who say they don't like me as a pastor. They don't like the way I preach. They don't like me as a person. They don't like the way I dress. They don't like me. He said, because I could trust those people. I know how to deal with them and I know what they expect for them. But he said the people that's under false intimacy, those are the most dangerous people in our lives, because these are the people who acting like they care for us when they don't like us, but they're acting like they care for us because they need something from us. It can be mentally, physically, or emotionally. Yeah. You just have to be aware of the signs, you guys. I'm gonna let Melissa go on because I thought
it's not. You see what? Yeah, I couldn't plug it up, and I in the story you sent it, but you said I think you sent it to you. I don't know how you sent the story because I don't have it. I thought you sent it.
I sent it to you to put in the PowerPoint. What do you mean?
Through my email?
No, through the messenger, so you could just download on my computer because it would have popped up on my.
Yeah, and that's what I was doing before it died. So y'all, I'm gonna read the story to you. I'm just trying to get the slides.
Yeah, I wanted the story up, but
I was trying to get it up, but then
But that's what is that the only thing on the PowerPoint was?
Yeah, it was just.
Oh, we're good. We don't have
to. I just need to see the story.
Sorry, guys. Y'all, sometimes we be off. We human, so we off. We don't need that. You could just read the story to them. So you have the story?
No, that's what I'm saying to you. I don't have the story.
Well, I can't give you the story because the story, my phone is being utilized.
Because that's what I was asking.
That's why I said download it on the computer when I sent it.
How did you send it? What I'm asking?
In my inbox, so it could pop up, so you can download it because you was on my laptop.
Yeah, and that's what I did. Download it on the laptop. That's why I was like trying to figure out. Like,
I need my daughter. So you guys, I have an older house, and in my older house, you guys, it doesn't have 3-prong plug in. So I have to have adapters to plug in things. And so the reason why I can't plug in my laptop right now is because somebody took the 3-prong off. Oh, I see.
Hey, come on, somebody.
Come through.
Good. All right, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. So this is a really, really great story, and I really want y'all to hear this because many of you may have been in this situation and may not have realized it. I'm hoping this story will help you guys enlighten you that if you are somebody who's being used for false intimacy, but we also want you to come to your own conclusion about it because everybody may see it.
Yeah, I realized, let me tell y'all something. It's been some people that's been close to me. It's been some people who've been going through some things for some years. And I've been by their side praying for them, on the phone with them day and night. And right now they're in a good place. They couldn't even properly wish me a happy birthday. It's been some people, they don't call me no more, nothing, because right now they're in a good place. And you try to feel like you try to realize, like, what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying?
It don't be you.
And it don't be you. It's just that these people, you're not that preferred person. It's false intimacy. So you're the only person who's going to stick around when things are not the way that they need their life to be at that time. So they will use you. False intimacy is usury. So, Melissa, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it on since I got my what's the name.
Yeah,
It comes on. But you guys, it's heartbreaking, and I didn't realize what it was because I am a gullible person and I have helped raise a lot of kids and take care of a lot of kids. I have been by a lot of friends' sides, family member sides, praying with them, sitting on the phone with them, jumping on the highway to make sure they're on by their side. And then when they get in good places, I don't hear from them. And it bothers me. But I didn't know what it was until I heard the sermon today from Dr. T.D. Jakes about false intimacy.
But also, what I want to also say is some people don't know exactly what intimacy means.
Yeah, they don't. Do you
When
give me
they,
a definition?
when they
You have a
think,
definition?
yes, when they think of intimacy, they automatically think sexual.
Mhm.
But intimacy is close familiarity with friendship, closeness, the intimacy between people. So it's not sexual at all. It's a relationship, a connection.
It's really deeply knowing someone.
Yeah. And loving them for that, a closeness, a togetherness, all those different things is what intimacy really is. So sometimes when we think of intimacy, we automatically go right for the sexual version of it. So that's when we talk about false intimacy, a false closeness, a false relationship where they act like you guys are, oh, I love you, oh, I want to be around you, I'm gonna hang out with you tough. And then like Marie said, they get to a spot or they get that person back that they really want and they drop you like a hot potato. So we want you to be able to identify those because there are many different types of intimacy, like Marie said, emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. So it is so much more than physical when you think about intimacy. So that's what the first thing we want you to understand when we go into talking about false intimacy and what that looks like.
Mhm. And I think it's important to know what intimacy is because intimacy always seems sexual
Because
to
that's
people.
how,
But
yeah.
intimacy is a deepness of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's if you don't have intimacy in a sexual relationship, it will be based on nothing but sex, and so it won't last long.
And you won't know much.
So intimacy is like you said, a deep familiarity. Like me and you have a deep intimacy. Like you, like she can know from my facial expressions what I'm thinking, if I'm uncomfortable, if I'm unhappy, if I'm happy in the situation. And that's because of the intimacy of our relationship. How intimate, how deep. Intimate is basically how deep a relationship runs, how connected I am with a person. And sometimes people falsely make us think that they're connected deep with us because they need us either physically, emotionally, or mentally at the time.
And sometimes
that's deep.
It's deep.
It's deep.
And I often, and then it makes you think, do people know that's what they're doing? Or is some people innocent in it, right? And some people
not. Some people not.
A lot of people not. Because we had those seasonal people. We like to call them seasonal people, right? They there, then they not, then they there, then they not. But we never fully think it through. Are they seasonal or are they using me for false intimacy? Are they using me for emotional because they're alone now and they don't have who they want, or they just can't be around who they used to because they didn't fell out with Shirley, Ben, and John. So now you're the only person left that they remember, and suddenly they remember, oh, you were a good friend to me. You the only one care for me. You the only one was there for me. But when they having a grand time and life is going great, suddenly you don't exist. And it's like,
and then they always have an excuse. Well, in my life, I'm going through something. No, but when you was going through the worst time of your life, you was contacting me.
Yeah,
what's different now?
Yeah,
what's so different now? Because I'm not really the person who you wanted there, and then I know it hurts for us to realize
it do hurt. And it's like it's always
to find these things out, and it's exhausting because a lot of times we blame ourselves. Is it me? Is it something I did wrong? Did I offend them? I'm always asking, did I offend them? What did I do wrong? But in the reality, I'm tired of walking on eggshells. And today I feel like I got my answer, because there's some people who I feel like I walk around eggshells on to try to keep our relationship here, to try not to offend this person, to try, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe it's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm because I am a blunt person. I'm a person gonna speak my mind, person gonna tell you the truth, but I'm the same person who gonna give you my last, who gonna love you. I'm the same person who probably gonna be the first one at the hospital, first one out of town for you. I'm that person too. But I'm also a person gonna tell you the truth, because if you have people around who's not gonna tell you the truth, they don't really love you.
They can't really love you.
So I want Melissa, you guys, I want Melissa to read this story to you guys because this story is a perfect example of false intimacy. So I'm actually going to move us out of this. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out how to move us out of this thing right here. No. They got some new layouts.
There you go. We're not there no more.
Okay. So go ahead, Melissa, and read this to them so they can see. This is a perfect example of false intimacy. Are you ready? Do you have it?
Do it.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm like, hold on. I said, girl, I can't see it. I'm looking at you like, hold on. Did she? Oh my God, I got my glasses on and nothing. I was about to come to the screen, y'all, and be like, all right, so here we go, y'all. Without further ado, this is our story. It's our example of false intimacy. I hope it's enlightening.
And it came up on there, and we hope that's an enlightenment for you so that you don't find yourself being used or hurt or brokenhearted.
So, for all my Reddit people, you may know some of these abbreviations because most times
somebody wrote out of her,
and
so they're not spelled correctly.
Right? No, it's called AITA for my Reddit people. It means "Am I the asshole?" or "a-hole." Right? It says "Am I AITA for refusing to babysit while family goes on vacation."
You got to start. It starts with my aunt.
Right. I was reading the title.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
My aunt is retiring. She made plans to go in. She made plans to go to in a wait. Okay,
you gotta
read it. I fill in. Yeah. Okay. It says my aunt is retiring. She made plans to go to grow in a cruise or on a cruise, 3-day stay in Hawaii and back. All her adult children are going. They invited our side of the family. Nobody told me. I'm not on Facebook, which is the only place they communicate. They have my number. No one asked me though. My entire family made plans for weeks to go. They made accommodations and bought tickets, everything. No one mentioned it to me at all. Finally, it's a week away, and I bring up to my family at our parents' house about how I hope she has fun, and should I get her a gift, etc. And my sister says, "Yeah, grab her something. We'll give it to her on a cruise." This is the first time I'm hearing about this going on. They said they assumed I was staying to watch the babies for them. My cousin's 3-year-old, my sister's 2-year-old, and twin infant. Next one. I feel like they didn't tell me specifically, so I'd be the only person not going, and they could try to force all the kids on me. Well, I told them no thanks. I told them I still had time to make accommodations and come too, and I would like to go. I honestly didn't want to go after I felt left out like that, but I figured maybe if it was really an accidental issue of being left out, they wouldn't mind. I took the time off, and then my cousins, who was coordinating the entire thing, texted me saying she was so sorry, but there's no space left, and she only secured enough for everyone who RSVP'd, and the cruise is sold out. But I'm welcome to fly out to hang with everyone in Hawaii if I can find my own accommodation.
And get this, say that part, get that part.
But since everyone planned on me taking their kids, I need to find childcare first. So they telling her she need to find childcare for their kids. It gets better. I told her nobody ever called me to even discuss me taking the kids. She didn't reply. Nobody was. So since I had already had the time off, my boyfriend and adult son and I decided to take our own vacation. We all packed up the day before my family left and took off for a week-long vacation, states away. I purposely didn't tell anybody. Next one. I started getting calls and texts next morning as everyone was coming to my house expecting to drop off their kids. I didn't answer. I refused their calls and ignored their messages the whole trip. We had a fantastic time and made great memories. When I got back, my family was furious. They said multiple people had to drop off the trip because they couldn't get their money back because they couldn't find last-minute childcare. I told them that's too bad and that sucks so much. but they should have arranged something before they left. I reminded them no one had ever set anything up with me. And since I had already had the time off, I decided to enjoy that with my family. I'm sorry I'm sorry it didn't work out. But I never offered to watch anyone's kids. You all assumed I would because you didn't invite me to keep me free to watch them. You didn't coordinate. I had other plans, and that's how it works. My cousin thinks I'm being a complete a-hole. That's this is wait, it says that is not how family treats each other. It was an accident that no one told me, but it's not her fault. She assumed I had been told and assumed I'd be okay having the kids because I have before with discussion and coordination. That is, she thinks I was being the next one. She thinks I was being yeah, hold on. What was it? So she thinks she was being a-hole. She thinks I was being really selfish and childish and purposely going out of my way to be an a-hole. She even says I'm lucky they didn't call the police on me for child abandonment because they expected me to be at home to be able to care for all of them. I told her that's ridiculous. You can't just assume and expect things without my permission and input, and you can't report me to the police for not wanting to care for your babies. Was I being an a-hole for all this? Should I have just kept things peaceful and spent time with the kids since I got the time off anyway? I could have done some fun things with them, but I really didn't want to. My house is not childproof, and I honestly don't really enjoy spending time with kids. Yes, I had my own, but I'm not really a kid person, and he's an adult now. Now, those days are behind me. I'm not very interested in reliving them with other people's kids. What do you think?
What do you guys think? We need a comment. What do you guys think about that? So her family, I'm gonna do just a quick what's the name? Her family planned a trip and they purposely didn't invite her because she's probably the gullible one, the easy one to get ran over. Mm-hmm. So they didn't invite. I'm talking about the whole family for her aunt retirement for Hawaii. They planned a trip, never told her nothing about it. And they said it was an accident. However, they planned for her to keep all the kids.
And then they tell her, oh, but you can come. Now this part really didn't. Oh, you can come to Hawaii though and hang out with the family, but you need childcare.
But she need childcare
for their kids.
For their kids, because her kids are grown, you know, baby. And because she decided to stand her ground and not be, and even after they did that, she said, okay, they said it's an accident. Let me plan. I still got time to plan to go on this trip with her, but they didn't want it. So you guys, false intimacy is exactly that story right there. They didn't care for her presence on the trip or being around her, but they wanted to use her to keep their children. They wanted to keep her close enough to use her. And it happens all the time.
And they didn't care for her.
And they didn't care for her feelings. A lot of people think that it happens just in friendships and this. No, it happens in families. It's certain people who do not care for you, but they will keep you close enough to use you for certain things that they need. And it don't have to be a lot, because when people think about using, they always think financially. Yeah. No, it can be mentally, emotionally, using her to babysit the kids. Now the whole family, even her siblings, her mama, her daddy, all of them was going on a trip, but nobody invited her at all and said it was an accident. But it was no accident that they planned for her to watch their kids while they all go to Hawaii.
And not only was these kids, but these were babies. Two twin infants, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
That's a lot.
Y'all, when I tell y'all to call them folks everything but a child of God, honey, they would have knew that. And then showed up to her house.
Showed up to her after she tried to go to the trip. They told her there's no room on the trip. Anyway, you need if you do come, you need to find childcare, because we made plans for you to keep our children, even though we didn't invite you on this family vacation. You guys, please comment and tell us what you think about that. Please call me and tell me through that story that Melissa just read to you. Have you recognized false intimacy in your life? Have you ever experienced false intimacy?
When you invited in your life, you may be the person to take over.
Or you not invited.
You're not invited because they need you to watch their kids. Or suddenly you involved because nobody would go with them, and you got a last minute invite because they couldn't find nobody else.
Or somebody don't want nothing to do with you until they come up with some plans and they know I'm gonna need this person. All of a sudden they show up. oh, I don't know what happened to us. Then you find out that it was what is called interior motive. Yeah, interior motive behind it, because they knew they had already planned something. They know that you're the only person who's going to support them, so they show up a month or so in advance, so it don't look like
leading up to what they actually need.
Yeah.
So that's why when those people come and go, you got to be careful. You got to keep an eye out. Okay, you here? All right, let's see what.
And then, y'all, let me tell you. And I experienced it so much. It's crazy. And some of you guys might experience it. So because she decided to set boundaries and stand her ground. Now she was the monster. She was the bad guy. She was the person. Family don't treat family like that. You an asshole, an a-hole. You petty. You selfish. How is she selfish? Because they threw her into something.
Nobody ever asked her. You know, when you think about it fully, she would have just woke up to knocks on her door and kids being dropped off, whole family, and she would have been like, "So what's going on?"
And even though it broke her heart to find out that they did it, but that would have just been worse.
That would have been worse.
Last minute, y'all drop, and then they would have put her in a position
where she had to
beef it out with them and say no, or she had to. That's what they planned to do. They planned on to burst that on her. But I was proud of her for standing her ground and taking her family and leaving instead of being hurt about it. Because what's so sad is that her whole family, but they didn't invite her or her son or her fiance or her boyfriend, whoever he was. But they felt like it was okay for her to watch a woman who has a grown kid. To watch their little kids because she did it before for them. So you know, and when I and it was so crazy that these two things happened today. And I said, Melissa, I realized that I go through this a lot with people because I can sit on the phone with people every day. I'm talking about sucking all my goodness out of me, praying for them, supporting them, and I'm not even good enough for you to call me to say happy birthday. And if I tell you that I was hurt about it, now I'm the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she did. She let them know. Now she was the problem. She's a problem. She like drama. She like drama because now she's expressing that she's heard about something. She's expressing that I don't like you lying on me, making up these things. You know, she's expressing that you force something on me that you really don't care for me, but you're doing this. But now she's the problem.
Right.
Don't allow nobody the threat.
We should have called the police on you for abandonment. If I'm not at home and you drop your kids off, you've abandoned your children, not me. But this one's good.
It's less bitter than the.
Okay, well let me come on. Okay, well let's get into it.
So anybody who like, what's this name on this wine that we're unwinding with? Riesling.
That's a wrestling.
Anybody who like wrestling wine that we're unwinding with. So we tried two. We had a sweet harvest wrestling, and then we have a late. We got a sweet harvest. We got a late harvest wrestling, all from Grand Traverse, which is a Michigan wine, because we Traverse City, because we stick it to our Michigan wine. We represent Michigan to the fullest.
But the funny thing is, down this one is a 10%, and that one is a 12%.
Yeah,
y'all, what y'all unwinding with? But yes,
comment what y'all unwinding with. But there's water, tea, coffee, latte.
We're gonna have a latte.
We're supposed to have latte, but I end up having to open up wine because somebody didn't bring the lattes. So we're gonna unwind with latte.
I love you a latte.
Next week I'm gonna bring our favorite tea, and we're gonna unwind with that because I don't want to unwind with, wine all the time to make people think like,
yes, we're gonna show y'all
unwind with wine. You can unwind with. I unwind with drinking me a cup of tea. I love my mother loved the tea. So at I have my aunt Renee. She loves her black coffee, even though I absolutely think coffee is disgusting unless it's a mixed bread with caramel and whip on it from McDonald's.
I like coffee, y'all. I'm a pandemic coffee drinker, if that makes sense to y'all, because we were stuck in the house and I couldn't go get me a latte from Starbucks. So coffee was all I had. So I started making it happen. I like it though. I truly enjoy it. But guys, be careful. Pay attention to your instincts. Pay attention to how you feel around people. Because I find myself around certain people and I feel totally depleted. It's always this awkwardness there that
because I'm a person who always looking for the good in a person. It's hard for me to like identify. So a lot of times I question myself, did I do something wrong? Did I say something? Mm-hmm. What am I doing wrong for this person to keep on acting like I'm doing something to them? You know what I'm saying? Or for this person to come around me sometime, but then I don't hear from them other times. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then for people who I thought I'm talking about one body with. You know what I'm saying? Like close. Some of us experience that to not even care that it's my birthday, and then and I express to you because there's friends, and I'm a person who believes in communication. So I express to you, and you still don't care, and you think I'm supposed to reach out when I tell you that you hurt me. I'm the problem. Oh, you the problem or something. You're unwinding or something like that. But I'm telling you that you hurt me. If somebody calls me and said you hurt me, my first thing is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. But people who are using you for with false intimacy, they don't care if
They
you
don't
hurt,
care. They disregard
because
your
I'm no benefit to this person anymore. This person, these people, they living a good life, and I'm not going to be a benefit to their unhappy, and they need me to pray for them. They need me to sit and encourage them and be there for them. They know I'm the person who's going to show up. You fill up my tank and show up. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if I'm dying and laying in bed. They don't care, because it's just not that. I'm just, and I had to realize, and I know it's part of my purpose as God too, but at the same time, it's certain God don't want things depleting, because if I allow certain things to deplete me, then I can't walk in purpose to encourage other people. Because there are people out there who are not purposely trying to, show false intimacy. I mean, they don't know how to love and things. And
that's what I was saying. Those people who
those
not
people,
doing it purposely,
but the people who keep doing it purposely, and you talk to them about them, and you express your feelings, and they don't care. False intimacy.
True. So guys, do not be a victim of false intimacy, whether it's a friend, a family member, a lover, a partner, whatever it is. Identify those things. Figure out, is they always there, or are they there seasonally? Because those seasonal people may be using false intimacy.
And you guys, false intimacy don't include, because when you think about intimacy is not sex. It's about how deep that relationship runs, how much this person cares for you, and how much you care for them, about them knowing you deeply. Even if you do are out of pocket, they know that you don't mean it, because they know you. Exactly. Intimacy is knowing a person. Even if they had a day where they had a mistake, where they wasn't their best person, but because you know them, you know that they're having an off day. Mm-hmm. You know their attention. That's what intimacy is. It has nothing to do with sex. And intimacy is important in marriages and sisterships, brotherships, friendships, any relationship, to know a person. So you're not offended all the time and stuff like, oh, I know she got a, like she knows. My brother know. If they go out with me and I had a wrong thing, that, hey, but they know, hey, no, she good. We have to do the color purple piano clothes. I But I used to do that when I was younger, but now they don't have to worry about that. Right. When I was younger, they had to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And then they know, you know what I'm saying? If I mix up your fake fur, I'm gonna buy you a real fur the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't mean it. But that's how I was back in that. But I'm not like that back in that. And so when you better yourself, and you still try to realize, like, what am I doing to this person, for this person? And it's up to you, because about 2 years ago, I was really questioning me. Yeah, as a person, as a friend. If you know that you're doing the best, if you know you checking yourself, making sure that you're doing the best, it's false intimacy. Yeah. It's these people who come around only when they going through something, or they need something from you, physically or money wise or mentally from you. They need something from you, or they friends who they like to hang around ditch them, and now they lonely, so they come back to you because they know that you're always there because you're a real person. That's false intimacy. So you guys comment, let us know if you ever experienced false intimacy with your family, with a mate, with a friend, anybody. Let us know. Like you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining us for Online Friday. Today was our topic was false intimacy. We told you what false intimacy was. We told you what intimacy was, so that you are able to identify it, because some people, when they think of intimacy, they always think of sexually. But it definitely has nothing to do with sex. It's how deep your relationship runs with someone. We also went over a story, how this woman basically kind of found out that she wasn't who she thought she was to her family. Mm-hmm. When her family decided to all go on the trip, never tell her, but they wrote her in, but as the sitter to stay at home, and without ever consulting her. And when that did not work in their favor, they showed their true colors. So be careful. They say the best time to know a person is when you tell them no. Mm-hmm. When you can't do what they want you to do. When you tell them no, it's how you're going to find out who you're really dealing with. So, or if you confront them on something that and then they try to revert it back on you and act like, you know what I'm saying? It's you the problem. Oh, you bringing drama when it like,
Yeah.
no, I'm confronting something that you know.
Right. And so that's how you find out who people are. So guys, we hope you enjoyed this topic. Next week we may be back with Unwind with
Yeah,
True
we already be
Crime.
back
We'll be
on
back with
that.
Unwind with True Crime. If you guys love that. If you have a topic or a story that you did not see in the newspaper yet and you would like us to talk about it, please bring it before us. We will do the research. Please send it to myself or Marie. We will do the research for you and bring it before you as always. Thank you so much for joining us for Online Friday. We'll see you at 8 p.m. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great evening.
And watch some of them videos you haven't watched, you guys. We really do have some good stuff. And all of our videos is to encourage and uplift or bring knowledge or awareness to situations or topics that no one is talking about. A couple of the topics we brought awareness to end up making the national news.
Like
and we like to think that we made some contributions to that. So if you know about a story that's not being talked about on the news that happened, police brutality or a missing teen or Amber Alert not going out on someone who's supposed to post it, we'll go through it. We're bold enough to post it. We want to tell the story. So we love you guys and we see you next Friday. Mama.